So although it felt for me as if my first experience of being hypnotized was a failure, the fact was the results were remarkable. So here's what I want you to learn from my first experience of being hypnotized. You will always do your suggestibility tests before you start a session, because the suggestibility tests are going to help you to understand how your clients process suggestions. What happens to your words when they go into your clients' ears? What do they do with them? Do they turn them into thoughts? Do they turn them into feelings? Do they turn them into physical behaviors? Do they become an internal, challenging, critical inner voice? You need to find that out. Because if you know how your client's suggestibility works, well, then you'll know whether it is appropriate or inappropriate to issue commands or challenges, to use those old-fashioned convincers with your clients. Because it's like this. If your client does not respond well to the authoritative approach, there's absolutely no point or merit in you commanding that their eyes are sealed shut and trying to convince them their eyes are sealed shut, because they're just not wired that way. And if that's the case, you just have to take a more permissive approach. You have to offer your client choice, and you have to allow your client to interpret your suggestions in a way that feels right and feels good for them. Otherwise, you run the risk of wrecking the good work that you've done so far. So that's just a note on the important takeaways from my first session of being hypnotized.